What's up guys? Welcome back to another video. I am super excited because in this video, the Z gets a bumper. Check it out. That's right. This thing has a front bumper, finally, and it's a pretty cool one. It's from KBD. If you guys are not familiar with KBD, they make the most flexible and indestructible bumpers ever. They actually have a lifetime warranty, which is totally crazy. So I'm super excited to have this on the car, but because they are really flexible and a bit more heavy than fiberglass, it makes mounting them a little more tricky because it's not rigid. So if I just put bolts in, the top little rail section, the rest of it will kind of droop down because it's that flexible. So I'm gonna try and design kind of like a bash bar bumper support thing, because I had to remove the factory one anyways. So right now I have no protection for my radiator or anything. So I need something there anyways. So I might as well build something that will support the bumper as well as protect the radiator. So I'm gonna show you guys kind of some simple basic tricks to designing something like that. And we'll see what we can whip up with the scrap metal I've laying around the house. Before we do that, let's just take a quick look at how cool this looks. It is just perched up on some wood, but man, this is gonna be cool. All right, so I got lucky and had some tubing laying around. It is 1 inch DOM, pretty thick wall as you can see. Now, yes, you can use bigger tubing if you'd like, but really between this being thick walled and DOM, it should be plenty strong enough. So I'm gonna get into designing something pretty simple and we'll take it from there. All right, with the bumper off the car and upside down, I just kind of laid the longest bar in there, and it's actually a pretty good length. So what we'll have to do is bend it to get it to sit in the bumper. You can kind of see it sitting totally flat. So we want it to be a bit more curved like the bumper is. So I went ahead and marked some spots right here, one on each side. That's just 12 inches in, just kind of guessing here. I figure if I put a little kink in each side, it should drop the bar a bit further down into the bumper and kind of give us a nice curve there. So let's see what we could do. Redneck engineering at its finest. Perfect bends, courtesy of the trailer hitch on the back of my dad's truck. I literally just stuck the bar in the trailer hitch, used a long jack handle, and just kind of pulled on it, flipped it around, did it on the other side, pulled on it, and it bent perfectly. Couldn't ask for more. If we lay it down in the bumper, you can see it's pretty dang good. Not perfect, but it doesn't really need to be perfect. It just follows the line just enough to kind of sink into that bumper, and it, like I said, pretty impressed considering that was done with the trailer hitch and took about 20 seconds. All right, so the goal here is simple, quick, and easy. So here's what we got so far. That bar that I bent, going across the top, this one down at the bottom that is totally straight and unbent. You can see it's barely long enough. And then I just cut 2 pieces the same length, and these will go right in the middle. And then just like that, we're gonna have a really simple little crash bar here. All right, so we've got the lower bar in the vise here, and because it was just barely long enough, what I'm gonna do is cope each end to allow for one of these guys to actually sit in here. So I'm just gonna put a little cope on there so this bar can kind of sit like midway through there, and that should be just the right spot. And then from there, we can kind of fine tune the top and where that one meets the upper bar. So I'm gonna get this one coped, and then we'll tack it into place and take it from there. All right, so pretty simple stuff here. You can see I just coped that just using the grinder with a little flapper disc here. These are my favorite when it comes to taking out metal. As long as you're not trying to take out too much, these work pretty well. So with that guy there, you can see this sits in there pretty good. Seems to sit pretty straight. So like I said, I'm gonna tack this in and then we'll toss it in the bumper and make sure it's gonna work. All right, with the lower piece tacked together, you can see it fits in here just perfect. Hardly any space on either side. And then the bar down here, it'll just come up just a hair. So we'll do the same thing on these bar ends. We'll cope them so this guy can sit in there nicely. And it should be pretty perfect. Considering this was put together with scraps and bent really with no tools, I'm pretty happy with how it's coming together. All right, I'm holding it in place here, but you can get a good idea of what it's gonna look like. Just flat on the bottom, flat on the top, and then it just kind of curves out towards the ends there. Looks pretty good. The bottom is all welded together. I'm gonna go ahead and tack the top in, and then I'll set it in the bumper and make sure it still fits before I weld it all out. All right, with the top tacked in, it fits really good. I'm really happy with it. Obviously there's some wiggle room here. So I'll have to figure out how I want to orient it in terms of like, you know, up and down and in and out once we get to actually mounting it on the car. But as far as fitting in the bumper, it looks really good. Really happy with it. So here is the finished product, all welded. Once it cools off, I'll throw some paint on it, and I still have to figure out mounts to attach to the car. But this just goes to show you with really no specialty tools. I mean, I had a grinder and a welder. That's about it. That's all it took to build something like this. Now, again, this is super simple. It's about as basic as it gets, but really a lot of the bash bars you see on drift cars are just that. Just a tube, something real simple just to kind of protect, you know, the radiator and all that stuff. So you don't have to spend a ton of money. You don't have to have a bunch of fancy tools to build some simple stuff like that. So if you've ever been interested in giving it a shot, I say go for it. Now, I got lucky. I had that material laying around from something I did years ago, so it made the job real easy. And miraculously, it was enough to do the whole thing. It's kind of funny. This is all I have left over. That's it. Couldn't have been any better. So I'm going to let that cool down. I'll throw some paint on it, and then I'll get to working on mounts so we can figure out how to get it on the car. And that's gonna be a bit more challenging because I have to figure out the space away from the car to get it to support the bumper and sit just where I want it. So
the next day.
So we've got the car all jacked up, the wheels out of the way. Now we can start coming up with a plan of how we're gonna mount this bash bar to the actual car. And we're gonna use some of the factory pieces. So this is how the factory crash bar or bumper bar attaches to the car. And I just want to use this back part of the plate. And how I'm going to do that is this front section is spot welded on to this back plate. You can kind of see the indents for the spot welds like there. There's a few more around here. So I'm just going to drill out these spot welds, knock this front half off, and then we'll just be left with a nice plate that we can weld our bars to mount the actual crash bar. I could just as easily make my own plate, but I actually don't have any on hand, and I'm kind of trying to do this with whatever scraps I have left around just because it's easier and cheaper. Also, this will save me a bit of time. I don't have to cut out a new plate, drill new holes, everything like that. So I think I'm just going to drill out a couple spot welds, knock this thing off, and then we should have some nice plates to build off of. Okay, scratch that. Terrible idea drilling these spot welds out. This is as far as I've gotten in the past 20 minutes. Drilled those out from this side. You can see I've tried with all of them and it's not going too well. It's totally warping it, trying to pry these things apart. So I'm just gonna cut it off and then I'll grind the spot welds down from this side and that should be able to free it up. Really, I should have just went and bought plate steel. That was my original plan, and then when I saw the way these were constructed, I thought, oh, that won't be too hard to take apart and be able to reuse. So hindsight's definitely 2020. I wouldn't recommend doing this. I would just go buy some plate steel, but I'm gonna keep moving forward. I think with the grinder, it should make quick work of this. I probably should have started with that, so whatever. We're gonna make it work one way or another. Scratch that too. I'm not gonna make this work. This is an absolute waste of time. I spent the last hour messing around with this one stupid plate. Made no progress. My hands hurt from drilling and hammering and cutting, and it still looks like crap. So I'm gonna throw this straight in the garbage and go buy some steel plate, and I'll just make one that way. Should have done that from the start, but I had to try to save a few bucks and a little bit of time from driving to the store when really all I ended up doing was wasting time and still spending the money. Don't do that. Finally back to working on this dang crash bar. I got some plate steel. This is just 1/4 inch. Honestly, it's way overkill, but it was the easiest thing to find. If you remember the whole ordeal I had with this was the bracket off the original part that bolted to the factory crash bar. Not gonna use this, wouldn't recommend it. I should have just bought this plate in the first place. I probably would have been done by now, but hey, lesson learned. Don't try to cheap out and do things what you think is the quicker way, because it's never really quicker. So here's the plan. Pretty simple. We've got the big plate here, the old terrible one. Just gonna lay it right on top, trace out the 4 holes, cut it to something, and that should be all it takes. As with most things, that took a little longer than I expected, but I got one done. I'm gonna make sure it fits. I'm gonna hope that it fits on both sides, and if it does, I'll use it as a template to make a second one. That took way too long, but we've got a plate on this side bolted to the car, and a plate on this side bolted to the car. Pro tip here, if you make 2 marks on something you're gonna cut, be sure to specify which one you actually should cut, otherwise you'll end up like me. Thankfully, I noticed just after one little pass with the cutoff wheel, you can see it's not even close to halfway through there. So not really a big deal, but still a dumb mistake. All right, now that I've got the plates on, I'm gonna mock up the front bumper, get it fitted right where I want it, and then I can measure off the plates to the crash bar or bash bar thing that I built around the bumper, and then get an idea of how long of a tube I need to cut so I can connect the plates to the bash bar. It's gonna be kind of tedious work, a lot of fitting. I'm sure the bumper is gonna fall off or just be a pain to get fit, but I'm gonna work through it and hopefully get it right. All right, so here's what we have going on. The bumper's perched up on the jack with a block of wood. I actually zip tied the corners in so it's secure here. I didn't do anything up there, so I'll work on that later. That's all fine tuning stuff, but right now the bumper is at least in the right spot, which means I can crawl under the car and get a measurement from those plates I made to the bash bar that's in the bumper. So let's get under there and see what we're working with. Not sure how much you can see in here, but I did throw another piece of wood in there to kind of get the bash bar jammed up against this bottom part, because I want it to be kind of supporting the bumper as opposed to just floating in here. There's the top of it, and there's the plate we made. So I just have to measure from that plate to the bar in between there that you can't really see. Took some measurements. I think I've got an idea of what I need to do. So I'm gonna cut some of the tubing I have and start fitting it. Holy cow, that was hard. Just to tack this in, that's all that's holding this up. And I haven't even gotten to this side, it's just floating in space. I couldn't even get a tack on this side because I'm up underneath the car, reaching through the bumper with a welder, trying to hold these little things in place. It just wasn't working. So I thought if I can carefully slip the bumper off and trust just one side of the tacks, then it'll stay there. And it's staying there. So I'm gonna take a few measurements and make sure it's square, like the distance from here to here is the same over there as well. And then I'll get this thing tacked up and then test fit it again, and then hopefully you can just weld it out. It is on, fully welded. Looks pretty good. I didn't realize it's a little bit lower than the radiator support, but I guess that makes sense with where I had it on the bumper, so hopefully that's not an issue. All that's left now is to strength test it and then put the bumper on and see if the bumper still fits. Seems strong enough. Great success. This bumper is only held on by that bash bar. Look at the fitment too. Pretty good gap. Obviously this is not zip tied or anything, but it's being held up with just the bar. And it fits so good, I'm so happy. So now all I'm gonna do is probably just use zip ties in here to get this to fit better, and maybe do a few bolts on the top. I think there's some spots where the factory bumper bolted right under the hood there. So Overall, I'm so happy. This was definitely a challenge to make. It was a lot harder than I thought it would be. Initially, making the bar was really simple, but actually mounting it was really hard, trying to get those little bars the right length, in the right spot, and then weld them in place. It would have been way easier if I had someone to help or a few better tools, also a better welder, but excuses aside, it took a while, but overall I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So I'm gonna get the side zip tied up and some bolts in the top of this thing, and the car will officially have a front bumper. Had to throw a quick coat of flat black on there just so it wouldn't rust. Now we can get the bumper actually on the car. So you can see the bumper has these little indents here. So I'm just gonna drill through this. I'll probably put a riv nut in the radiator support, and that way I can run some bolts just to support the front of this bumper. Never mind on the riv nut idea. I drilled through the bumper and realized there's giant holes under there on both sides. So probably just gonna use a zip tie and call that good. Forgot to film a bit of an outro, so here we are. But I drove the car around to a friend's house for a little barbecue, just got back home. The bumper stayed on. Thankfully it didn't go flying off, so we're all good there. I am so happy. The thing looks so cool. It's finally starting to look like a complete car, even though it is mismatched, and I'll get around to painting it one of these days, but hey, it's sure looking a lot better than it was. If you enjoyed this video, guys, give it a thumbs up. I sure do appreciate it. Subscribe if you're not already, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.